All right, guys, let's kick it off with the NFC North winner, the Detroit Lions, 15-2. We'll start with their strengths. For me, strengths for them: offensive line, including Penei Sewell, the running game, Sonic and Knuckles, the wide receivers, and the defensive line.
Okay, so like you said, winner of the division, very competitive division, 15-2. Again, they did make that unexpected early exit from they were just devastated, right? And so, but I think the core of the team comes back.
Yes.
We talked a little bit already about Carlton Davis being a factor in that defense, which is one of their strengths. Like you said, 42 tackles, 1 forced fumble, and 2 INTs, 2 fumble recoveries, 11 passes defended. That was only in 13 games. So he was getting after it. Like we said, I would like to see them make a push for Myles Garrett, an aggressive goal for Myles Garrett. Next season, still a playoff team. I think still a Super Bowl contender. Loss of their coordinators.
Hurts. It definitely hurts.
Is a hurdle.
But they still have their head coach, which makes it difference. Dan Campbell's still there.
So what I'm thinking, though, is if whoever the new hire is, if they are able to kind of hit the ground running and stay in that same trajectory with the team, then very little or almost no regression.
Mix of veterans and rookies that you want together, or veterans and young guys together.
So just like you said, that strength, offense, they put up points. That run game, Sonic Knuckles,
it's not changing.
St. Brown, Laporta, is very, very hard to stop that offense.
Yeah, they're very hard. For me, their weaknesses: linebacker and secondary. Secondary mainly because he got hurt last year, but a couple of those guys are free agents, so watch and see what happens there. Anzalone's a good linebacker, but there's stuff that could be done there. Draft position for them is 28th. When you go that far into the playoffs and you win a division like that, you end up pretty far back. I put their biggest need as an edge rusher, and guess what? The injuries to Aiden Hutchinson and Marcus Davenport last year, those two line guys, forced them to get to Darius Smith, which was a good pickup for them. However, I like them to trade this first round pick at 28 and to be some more stuff on top of this and go all in for Myles Garrett and make a push.
You think so?
Yeah.
So I put their biggest need as well as edge rusher, but I think they'll also maybe look for a cornerback if they. We don't know what's going to happen with that Carlton Davis being the free agent, so they may do that. I think at 28 they're in a good spot to kind of repeat what they did last year in terms. They got the second best corner on the board, and they were right around the same area in drafting. They could potentially do that. I think one of the better corners was Jahdae Barron, possibly one of the top corners in the draft, and they definitely would get a crack at them at that.
They definitely will
at that position.
I like the Garrett move a little more. It's going to cost them a mountain, but this would be their year. It's really
Garrett across from Hutchins would be.
It'd be dominant. And that's what they would need. So not only an offense that can put up huge points on you quickly, but a defense that your quarterback's going to have no time to escape. Because Myles Garrett gets doubled, so you're not going to be able to double both those guys. So
that's true.
One of them is going to run free at you, and I know Myles Garrett wants to go to a contender. I'd like to see that happen, but that's not over. The only thing we know for sure about Myles Garrett is he refused to go back to Cleveland. So we'll see how that plays out. All right, so that wraps up on the Lions. I like it, like you said, as a playoff team, contender again next year.